Role-playing games, or RPGs, are some of the most popular types of games at the moment, and nowadays, they're more about the experience and the journey than the ultimate destination of where your character ends up. And this year, there are some epic games set to drop, which gamers are psyched about. Today, we're discussing the best RPG games coming out in 2022, so don't go anywhere. First up, we have Elden Ring. Stay with us. Available across all platforms, including PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, Elden Ring is one of the most highly anticipated games set to drop this year. The game was released back in February and topped the UK sales chart a week after its release, also selling 12 million copies worldwide. Developed by From Software, Elden Ring takes place in the lands between. After the Elden Ring has itself been destroyed, the realm is now ruled by the offspring of Queen Marika the Eternal, a demigod who is tainted by the power of the ring. Players must trawl the realm to find all of the great runes and ultimately become the Elden Lord. The original games back in the 2010s proved pretty difficult for a lot of fans, but they did garner a small hardcore following, which was mainly down to the hands-off storytelling and difficult challenge. The game returns with a new lore, protected by creatures who again seem pretty difficult to kill. What we can expect is more top-level storytelling, even if it does seem as though the difficulty levels might be somewhere akin to the original games. Will you be buying Elden Ring? Let us know below. Next up, it's Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. Stay tuned. Although it's probably not going to be anything like Bloodlines 2, we can still expect our lust for blood-sucking to be satisfied. Developed by Big Bad Wolf, Swan Song should provide us with a gripping story, as these were the same guys behind The Council. This one will be available at the end of May, and also available across most platforms, and will see gamers battle against a shady new underworld figure who plans to supply the gangs of LA with a constant blood supply. Yummy. There will obviously be a little more to it than that, but we probably shouldn't expect it to match Bloodlines for its atmosphere. At the moment, we would probably take 50% of that, as the original Bloodlines was so great, so it will be interesting to see what this one brings to the table. How do you guys think this one will play out? Let us know below. We're talking Starfield now. Don't go anywhere. This one won't be available until November, but it's still garnering a ton of attention. Only available on Xbox and PC, PlayStation owners will be dismayed to learn they won't be able to get their hands on it. But who knows how it'll turn out, as Bethesda Game Studios hasn't developed a new game IP since 2005. Starfield promises to be a space epic, similar to previous Elder Scrolls and Fallout titles, with a player being able to take control of a member of the Constellation, who are a group of space explorers. Each one is customizable, so the choice is yours as to who you choose to play with. Available November 11th, there's a little while to wait for this one, so let us know what you'll be playing in the meantime to pass the time and whether or not you'll be buying this one once it drops. Broken Roads is up next. This one features a narrator with a husky voice in the trailer akin to a muscle car. As he introduces the story, we can see a dusty, apocalyptic type setting which seems like a very tough place to thrive. We can also see a woman crying over a corpse, which is pretty dark, and she's then given a couple of pretty grim choices as to how to react to it. This one seems as though it could be a pretty intense game, especially once you consider the killer of the corpse, who incidentally is the woman's husband, is the woman's son. Phew. This one is yet to be given a release date, but we think towards the end of this year will probably be most likely. We also don't know just yet which platforms it'll be available across, so it'll just be a case of watch this space. We're talking Horizon Forbidden West now. Don't go anywhere. Fans of Xbox and PC won't be happy, as this one has only been released on PlayStation, unfortunately. Horizon Forbidden West mixes the world of sci-fi with prehistory, which is a concept we love. The game features a dramatic plague, which is killing things off. Sound familiar? While also mixing in dinosaurs just to keep the fans guessing. Sensitive storytelling was the name of the game first time out, so you can probably expect this aspect to be up to a similar standard of Horizon Zero Dawn. Another thing you can rely on here is intelligent boss battles, and this one looks like one of the best sequels in recent memory. It also gives players an opportunity to explore different aspects of the same world first introduced in the original, and we can't wait to get our hands on it. And maybe you have already, as it dropped back in February. Let us know what this one is like if you've already played it. Next up, it's Hogwarts Legacy. Nothing to see here, guys, just a huge open-world RPG set in the J.K. Rowling-inspired world of Hogwarts in the late 1800s. What's not to love? Apparently, the Harry Potter canon remains intact by the events depicted here, as Rowling herself isn't directly involved, but it's still going to be a trip to get into this one, to say the least. Developed by Avalanche Software, we're super excited to see what they do with this game. We can probably expect to see a ton of new magical bits and pieces, from teenagers with some new weapon or other, to magical creatures of all shapes and sizes. This will be available on PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. It's still unknown when it will drop, but it's thought sometime towards the end of the year, probably in time for Christmas is most likely. Will you be getting into this one once it drops? Give us your thoughts below. Gotham Knights is up now. Stay tuned. tuned. Featuring events which take place after the death of our old friend Batman, Gotham Knights thrust Nightwing, Robin, Batgirl, and Red Hood into the limelight as they battle the dark forces aiming to take over Gotham. As we know, Gotham is famously volatile, and there always seems to be something going down in Batman's hometown, so we cannot wait to see what the storyline will consist of. The developers are focusing on each character's special abilities, so once you've been through the game once with one character, you can do it all again with the others to unveil all their superpowers. This one is available to play either in co-op or solo, and we're assuming all of the aforementioned characters will be available to play as. Warner Brothers Games Montreal is at the helm for this game, and similar to Hogwarts Legacy, it will be out towards the end of the year, October 25th to be exact. It will also be available across a multitude of platforms: PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Will you be buying this one once it drops in October? Let us know below. Next up, it's Forspoken. This one is different to most RPGs in the fact that it features a protagonist who is neither a demigod nor a rich kid destined for glory. Frey, the main character, has grown up in care in the New York City system and is transported to the fantasy world of Athea, where she needs to figure out how to survive under the dystopian rule of the Tentus. The idea is for the character's tough upbringing to shine through via a mix of vulnerability and toughness, as well as a little magic, of course. It's expected that the storytelling will be one of the main draws for the game, and with big names in the world of video games attached, like Amy Hennig, expect this one to be pretty epic. It will be out October the 11th, but will only be available on PC and PS5. And finally, we're discussing Babylon's Fall. Stay tuned. Released earlier this month, on March 3rd, this one is an action roleplay hack-and-slash type, but has so far received its fair share of negative reviews. Yes, it looks a little different, but it's still exactly what you might expect from Platinum Games. The idea is to reclaim the Tower of Babel using your parasite friends, which is a little weirdly attached to your back. The story is probably the best thing about this game, so let us know what you think about it once you try it out. It's available on PC, PS4, and PS5, so if you're up for a bit of an adventure, be sure to check it out. And if there are any upcoming RPG games you think we've missed off our list today, feel free to tell us all about them in the comments below. As always, thanks for tuning in today, and remember to join us next time for some more fun and games. Also, why not like, share, and subscribe to our channel while you're at it. Bye, guys.